Good morning to you, Grenada, Carrier, Coupé, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. Welcome to Good Morning Grenada for today. It's Wednesday, the 12th day of June in the year 2024. Of course, Gordon Joseph in your company. So happy to be with you once again, despite the odds that are stacking up. I'm happy to be with you once again. But I'm most happy to be alive. Good morning, Mary E. Banks, Yolan Swan, good morning. Yeah. Sing along with this song. A great way to start the day, yeah? But until my work is over, I'll try to do my best. And once I give my service, you'll take care of the rest. Yes, Lord. Oh, Father, thank you for the privilege. Oh, merciful Father, to share this love you give. Oh, Father, nothing more I want to do. Oh. Good morning to my mom, Bernice Phillips. She is here with me on holiday. Bernice, good morning. Oh, how do you do? Hear my cry. Hear my cry. Hear my cry. Good morning, Gordon. I just want to say hats off to the hardworking men of Nawasa who did their best to ensure that the water was delivered in a timely manner to the residents during the past months. It was a challenging time for all, and the hard work and sacrifice made by the water truck drivers must be commended. Kudos to you guys. Yeah. Trust me, you all did your best. You know, I really think that you all did your best. I mean, you all got a lot of bashing, unnecessary bashing, if people understand what really was taking place. But here comes the rain and here comes the water. Yulin Alexander, good morning. How do you do? Sylvina Charles, Sharon Bartholomew, good morning. Mildred Smith, good morning. Hear my prayer. Hear my pride. Howdy do? Yeah, oh Father, have mercy on them and on me too. It's 27 minutes onto the hour of 7 o'clock. Hope you're having a wonderful day thus far. It's cloudy on the outside. It is wise. Wisdom is in it when you live home at this time. Walk with your rain apparatus. Walk with your umbrella or your raincoats. You're sending the children off to school. Ensure that they go with their umbrellas or the raincoats and so forth, right? Because whether we like it or not, the rainy season is here, you know? Yeah, we'll get some sun in and between, but really and truly the rain season is here. Rochelle Cummings, good morning. How are you? Oswin Lewis, good morning. Jillian McIntyre, good morning. Hope you all are doing fine. Good morning to ACP Vanny Kerwin and the entire rank and file of the RGPF. Sometimes you don't get the credit that you deserve, guys. But today, I mark your day today. Yeah, the hardworking members of the RGPF. Good morning to the members of the RGPF Police Band. The RGPF Band, yeah. Good morning. Mr. Amade, good morning to you. Dash. Yeah, that's my guy. Margaret Alexander, good morning. Mr. Joseph, have a productive day. Planting time. Yeah, it is. Monica Meros Williams, good morning to you. Daddy Godwin, good morning. Susan Douglas and family over there in paradise. The Graham family are laying to rest Keturah Rose tomorrow. I know it's going to be a tough one to her mom. I know. Oh my goodness, I can only feel it. I empathize with you. I sympathize with you. I know what it's like to lose a child, yeah? Oswin says it's bright and sunny in New York. Okay. All right, that's nice. You're happy, right? Good, nice. The folks in Fontenoy, good morning, good morning, good morning. Azering Noel. Thank God for the rainy season, yeah. Fontenoy, good morning. Dabo, good morning. The guys at the container in just by the electricity plant right there. That's Queen's Park, right? Yeah, good morning, good morning. How are you doing, Papi? All right? How the pigs coming along? They doing fine? Nice, nice. One bake and drumstick coming up. Cherry Hill, good morning. Joseph Antoine, good morning. Cloudy here in London, UK. Whoa. Nice to tell you how God is, eh? One side sunny and bright, the next side cloudy. You're telling me you have a God? You know how to separate, you know? How to partition things. Yeah. I want to extend deepest condolences to the Gibbs family of pearls. Only last night I got to understand. Thanks, officer, for giving me the information that, Dawson Gibbs has transitioned to the great beyond. Well, good morning to the entire family, your wife, Teresa, good morning, Derek, Dwight, Dawson also, Dwayne, Melissa. Be strong, I know it's tough. Yeah. May his soul rest in eternal peace. The family and friends. Yeah, good morning. Maria Charles, teacher Maria. Good morning, Vivek. Charles Vivek. How do you do? Good morning, Mr. Vivek. Good morning, Keith and Sharon Berkeley and family. Theodore Alexander and family. Good morning, Sean and everybody. Yep. Arthur Reno and family, good morning. It's 22 minutes onto the hour of 7 o'clock. We do have a guest this morning. We'll be talking dancing. Yep. It's time for the word of the day, though. Before I do that, I want to say good morning to my youngest listener, Ariel, out there in Bacolet. Good morning, Ariel and Kitty Cat and Alwyn. Good morning. Good morning, Debbie and family also. The Sandersons, good morning. The folks inside of Hope. Teacher Rufin, good morning. Teacher Yvette, good morning. Carol, good morning. Glenn Belfon, good morning. The folks inside of Mount Carmel and Markey. Randy Isaac and family, good morning. Subies, good morning. Lindona, how are you doing? Nice. Good. Petlin, good morning to you. And I presume that you're on the bus, Arthur, at the moment, okay? Good morning. Heading on to the JOB. Have yourselves a wonderful day now. The word of the day today, it is an adjective. It's a describing word. That word today is efficacious. Efficacious. And it is spelled EFFICACIOUS. Efficacious. And efficacious is a formal word used to describe something, often a treatment, medicine, or remedy that has the power to produce a desired result or effect. Efficacious. So from efficacious comes the word efficacy. How effective is a medicine? Yeah, nice. Good morning, Dr. Donald Noel and family. Dr. Devon Francis and family. Dr. Francis Martin and family. Dr. Keith Johnson and family. Dr. Hensley Batiste and family. Dr. Granger. Why did I start calling doctor's name this morning? Yeah, Dr. Bernard. Good morning. Yeah, how efficacious is that medication for my asthma, for my kidneys? The folks at St. Augustine Hospital, good morning. The nurses of the nation, good morning to you. Good morning, Nurse Shama. How you doing? You doing fine? Yeah, nice. Here's how we can use the word in a sentence. Companies like to tout the number of efficacious natural ingredients in their beauty products. Efficacious. Good morning to you, Miss Patricia Walcott. How are you doing this morning? Hope you're doing fine. It's time to say good morning to the folks in Mount Agnes, Pomerose, Latant, Crowshoe, and surrounding areas. Ragbasing Joseph, good morning. Or Joseph Ragbasing, sing. They say sing chicken nicer than a popular chicken in town. Did you see the post? Sing good morning, man. Yeah, good morning to Lassa Jess and surrounding areas. Corinth, hometown. Yeah, good morning to everyone. Zilon, good morning to you. Zilon McQueen, Leon McQueen, Merrill McQueen, Toya and everybody. AJ, good morning. Rashiba and Princess, Randa and the children, Bernard and Hannah and Screamer, good morning. The Taylors, good morning. Nadisha, this is your segment, the thought of the day. When you stop expecting people to be perfect, you can like them for who they are. I like this. We all have our flaws, but yet for all we expect perfection from others. How does that happen, huh? It doesn't happen. It doesn't match. Quickly, what's buzzing this morning? Let's see what's buzzing. What's making the rounds? Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell is attending the 3rd Afro-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum. That's happening in the Bahamas. All right, he and his delegation left yesterday. They'll be leaving today. Also, government funds 60,000 EC dollars to nursing students on the UK practicum. In the region, the World Bank predicts significant growth for Caribbean economies this year and into next year as well. That's a nice projection. I do hope that things come back up to people. The place slow, the place dead. All you feeling it? And it has nothing to do with politics. It's not just Grenada, right? So it's not an NDC or NNP thing. You understand what I'm saying? All right, I know people like to politicize everything. The economy is slow. All economies are rebounding from the advent of the pandemic, the adverse effects of the pandemic. Yeah, so the World Bank predicts that this year will have and next year will have some significant growth in the regional economies. That's good. Internationally, UK PM woos voters with tax cuts and home ownership promises. And in sports, Chris Gayle to lead West Indies champions in World Championship of Legends in 2024. So those are the buzzing stories. You'll get the details to them in the newscast. Nonetheless, folks, this is where we've got to take that break. We've got to head into the AM edition. I'm cutting earlier because you notice sometimes we overrun with the news too long. But before I go, good morning, Michelle Bernard, good morning. Telescope, Mr. Innocent, good morning. Rochelle, good morning. Telescope, good morning. Rose Forrester Brizan, good morning to you. Innocent from St. David. Good morning, Rose. Yulin, Miss Sylvina Charles, yes, I'm enjoying my vacation. Yulin, when we seeing? Good. All right. Nice. So, folks, we'll take that break. Say morning to Kalisha Johnson out of Woburn for me. Okay, Kalisha Johnson, good morning. Thank you very much from the Duncan family in Grenada. Okay, nice. Good. Folks, this is where we take the break. We've got the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather, and that will be followed by the conversation. See you on the flip side of 7.
Thanks for joining us. A devastating fire consumed a home in St. Andrew on Tuesday morning, leaving one man without a place to live. Rena Pett Thomas was at the scene today.
According to eyewitness reports, the blaze erupted sometime between 6 and 7 a.m. on Tuesday in the community of Tivoli, St. Andrew. Neighbors noticed smoke bellowing from the house and immediately called emergency services. Despite the rapid response of the fire department, the flames had already engulfed the entire structure, rendering it a total loss. A neighbor whose house was closest to the incident said she was frantic that her house would also be set ablaze due to the proximity of the two houses. She recalled her experience.
And I'm very saddened to see that it burned, and I was very traumatized because my house is close and people looking at it, you have to come to see directly how close the house are. And behind my house, all the vent for the toilet, the waste pipe, the spouting, it shrink. And it started to drop the liquid. My leaders go to the school on mornings very early, but this morning I went extra early and I came back. And when I came back, I saw smoke coming out from the roof of my neighbor house. And I was rather traumatized. I said, wow, to my husband, smoke, smoke, man house on fire. So he said, no, Lucian, that's a joke. I said, no, it's not a joke. When he watched, he see smoke run out. I go downstairs, I tell my sister, she was traumatized, she shake it, Lucian, call the police, Lucian, call the fire truck, Lucian, I say right about I said, Mr. Joseph, call the fire truck. So she said, okay, Tintin, I'll call the fire truck. And then we stayed a little while, and the fire truck came. But before the fire truck came, a neighbor across, he came, and he said, if we take out the main switch, and I tell him, I'm so traumatized, go inside the house, and he'll take out the main switch, they take out the internet, and then my boyfriend and he pull the hose, and they started to wet in the back of my house, and they wet it until the fire truck come. When the fire truck came, the house was really gutted down to fire.
The owner of the burnt house is a former bus driver who plied the number 6 Ruth. The fire is suspected to be the result of arson. Witnesses reported seeing a woman believed to be the homeowner's female companion leaving the scene just before the fire started. It is alleged that after the homeowner departed for work, she intentionally set the house on fire and then fled. Authorities are currently investigating these claims. Police and fire investigators are working together to piece together the events leading up to the fire. They have appealed to the public for any information that could assist in their investigation. Rena Thomas, GBN News.
Well, some of the view that mothers are oftentimes more recognized than fathers. However, on Sunday, June 16, the spotlight will be turned on the nation's fathers. My colleague Christina John reports on an event being planned to celebrate Father's Day.
The spotlight is on the nation's fathers this weekend as the vibrant sound of steel pan music will resonate across the carnage on Father's Day as We Pan Fest brings together the community to celebrate culture and family. Organized by Senator Claudette Joseph and the town community, the event will take place on Sunday from 4 to 9 p.m. at the pedestrian plaza on the carnage. We Pan Fest, according to Senator Joseph, is an opportunity to honor fathers while also highlighting our cultural heritage. This event is expected to bring energy and vitality to the picturesque carnage, offering a space for everyone to come together in celebration.
Fest, which will be held this Sunday, Father's Day, on the Carnage Pedestrian Plaza, will not just bring our community together, but will also be a special event that honors our father.
The one-day event will feature performances by some of Grenada's finest steel bands.
We'll have the reigning panorama champions, as I said, the next New Dimensions. We will have the Suzuki Pan Wizards out of River Road, and we will have the Quark Bank Comancheros being the feature bands at the first ever We Pan Fest. And infused will be several local cultural acts, mainly soca artists, and of course, Rootsman Kelly, who is our reigning Calypso monarch. We would have former Groovy monarch, Black Adam. We would have Young Pert, Zeal, Lasho, LED, Chaos, Young Mad, and
in addition to the rich musical lineup, We Pan Fest will provide a variety of food and beverage options, ensuring that attendees can savor the flavors of Grenada while enjoying the festivities. The event, which is suitable for the entire family, reflects a commitment by organizers to making cultural celebrations accessible to all members of the community. Face painting will also be available for children. Senator Joseph also shared her vision for the future of Weepan Fest, expressing a desire to host the event more frequently and potentially introduce a competitive aspect.
Especially in this period, we want that sense of community and togetherness and bonding to return to all our communities. And so I know for a fact from the impact of a steel band, Angel Harps, on my little area, that the steel band movement is one avenue through which we can build stronger and better communities. And that is why I thought a steel band event is one way that I can make just my little contribution towards building a better community.
Christina John, GBN News.
The first Calypso tent launch for the season promises a blend of new talent and seasoned performers. Beverly Telesford reports.
Fathers are in for an early treat as the Kaiso Bards tent kicks off the season with its opening just ahead of Father's Day. Leader of the Kaiso Bards tent, Finley Scholar Jeffrey, said they saw it fit to start the season with a bang while paying homage to fathers in Grenada.
Calypso Bards, which is a tent that has the greatest degree of longevity. We have been there 30 odd years and counting. And this year we are leading the charge. As you know, Carnival is coming and we will be opening our doors to the public on Friday, the 14th of June. We are moving very, very early this year, and we dub it an early Father's Day treat because usually everything and the focus is on mothers and nothing for the fathers. So we are saying, fathers, you are getting a treat this year. So the Look Cinema in Grenville, which is basically the home of the tent, will be opening the Bards tent to the public 8 p.m.
The tent leader boasted of the tent's longevity, adding that it will continue due to the interest of the new Calypsonians who have been added to its cast.
Interestingly, this year, Bards always prides itself really on bringing new people into the fold. Last year, we saw the emergence of IMG, and he went from nothing, no name, straight into the finals. And this year is no exception. We have about 4 new artists who will be making their debut. There is a young lady called Tiny. She is the niece of Squeezy, so she has that Kaiso in her DNA. We have Area Code, who usually was a soca artist.
The blend of new voices with the more experienced members of the cast of over 20 Calypsonians is expected to provide a stellar experience for patrons.
Well, this year we have the return of Squeezy in competition. After a very long time out in the wilderness, Squeezy is returning. So this is really, really great news. And then you have the usual suspects, myself, Big J, Prince, Teacher Eddie, Cox, who is there always. And then you have the usual people like Leaky and Pecos and Ras Pablo, who is making a comeback. We have the ladies power like Shanda and Monique.
Reporting for GPN News, Beverly Telesford.
In a field traditionally dominated by women, Kevin Jones, a teacher at the Telescope Preschool, is the only male preschool teacher in the country. He shared his experience in the profession with GBN's Rena Pett Thomas.
With a passion for early childhood education and a heart full of love for his students, Mr. Kevin Jones is redefining traditional gender roles and stereotypes. As a primary school teacher at the Telescope Primary School for 6 years, his unique and engaging communication style with his very young students is nothing short of captivating. During a visit to the school this morning, the 3-year-olds were seen enthusiastically participating in a lesson taught by Mr. Jones in the breezy schoolyard. Armed with a laptop, he utilized a multi-sensory approach that held the children's attention and made learning an enjoyable experience.
For one, I always find it best to be outside so that children can have real life experience outside. You take them into the real world, just outside it, but it's like in the real world. So instead of just you think inside the classroom, you think outside, and everybody have fun. You see how they enjoy the cool air, the nice sunlight, and learning takes place better at that time.
So let's watch her. Listen. Let's watch her. Come everybody, come and see.
Jones, who holds a degree in information technology and a certificate in early childhood, said he ventured into teaching after being inspired by his mother.
The thing that inspired me to become a teacher was watching my mom, Hummelin Jones, from the Practical Government School. The way how she would go around her children, make sure that they feel welcome, feel safe. This, inspired me to become a teacher, and since she's my role model, I decided why not walk in her footsteps. While doing some research, I realized that there's a lot of males, doing early childhood, so I decided why not take the chance and be a male presence or even a father figure for those kids, which will be both beneficial for both boys and girls, and have been proven that it's beneficial.
Believing that early childhood education is the foundation of future success, Jones is driven by his dedication to his students and his craft. Jones spoke of his greatest challenges and rewards as a teacher.
My greatest challenge as a preschool teacher is having kids coming from different backgrounds with different abilities, and you see a lot of times we don't have enough resources, or I should say limited resources, to adequately deal with some of those kids' backgrounds. So that is one of my biggest challenges as of today. My greatest pleasure, I should say, is watching them develop and manifest into great human beings, and knowing that learning took place, and just to see the developmental milestone.
Acting principal of the Telescope Primary School, Hester Batiste, has welcomed the techniques being used by the young teacher. She spoke of the unique relationship between the teacher and his students.
What is so amazing about Mr. Jones is that, the students, you would see they run into him and calling him daddy. We in our school community, we have a lot of single parent households, and having Mr. Jones as the a male figure in the early ages of the students.
The hope is that more males will venture into teaching in the area of early childhood. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
Welcome back. In a significant development, the counsel for 4 defendants in the Oscar Bartholomew manslaughter case is seeking a stay in the almost 13-year-old matter. An application was made to the court for an order stating that the delay in the trial is inordinate, to the point that the accused individuals can no longer enjoy their entitlement to a trial within a reasonable time. Attorney Francis Alexis KC provided an update on the outstanding matter, which is now before the Court of Appeal.
The court agreed with us on both at common law and under the Constitution. However, the court said they're not going to stay the proceedings. So our remedy is simply a declaration that our constitutional right has been violated and our common law right has been violated. We have appealed against it, saying that the judge ought to have gone further and stayed the proceedings, that there should be no further criminal proceedings against the defendants.
The matter involves suspended police officers Edward Gibson, Sean Gannis, Roddy Felix, and Wendell Sylvester, who were committed to stand trial for manslaughter in November 2017 in connection with the death of Bartholomew. The victim was allegedly beaten into a coma at the St. David's police station and later died. Manslaughter is the crime of killing a human being without malice, aforethought, or otherwise in circumstances not amounting to murder. The suspects, who are currently on $100,000 bail each, are being represented by attorneys Dr. Francis Alexis KC, Anselm Clouden, Charlie Gale and Ruggles Ferguson KC. The court was forced to declare a mistrial during the first trial, which commenced before now-retired High Court Judge Justice Victoria Charles Clark in September 2022. The matter is currently before Madam Justice Paula Guilford at the St. George's No. 1 High Court.
Judge, it's a new judge in the matter, has set a date for the 7th of October for the trial to commence again. Whether that will happen would depend on our proceedings before the Court of Appeal now. So between now and the 7th of October, we should know from the Court of Appeal what is the lay of the land.
Other news, the compliance unit within the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority continues to make breakthroughs in 2 illegal acts: illegal dumping and illegal sand mining. Christina John has been speaking with the compliance manager at the authority.
Charges are likely to be laid as perpetrators were caught red-handed committing an illegal act. The lens of officers of the compliance unit came upon some illegal sand miners on a beach in St. Andrew. Our news desk was in conversation with Godfrey Fleming, compliance manager, on Tuesday, who disclosed that this appears to be a recurrent practice since one of the individuals were caught in the act before and was given strict warning.
Compliance enforcement units continue to perform different operations. So, for example, we were in the northern side of Grenada, where we went to a location in Conference, and there we observed 2 trucks that were in the process of illegal sand mining. Right? One of the trucks left without the sand, the disposal of the sand. The other truck went with the sand. I must also say that the said truck that went with the sand was caught before in the same process, getting themselves involved in that form of illegal sand mining. He was instructed to dispose of the sand back onto the beachfront, which he complied with. He was given a serious warning, but it was very alarming to see that he went back and was caught again by the compliance unit.
A number of beaches around the island have been badly eroded, some as a result of the removal of sand from the beachfront. Some environmental organizations have resorted to the replanting of mangroves and or coconut trees to help save what's left. Fleming said the matter was reported to the Grenville police with the hope that some action will be taken and also serve as a deterrent to others intending to engage in a similar illegal act.
This matter was reported to the Grenville police station, to a senior police officer on the violation. We went further because we take this thing to be very serious, the sand mining. And Assistant Commissioner of Police was also informed of that action that was done by these truckers.
Sand mining was not the only bane in that area. He also mentioned the large accumulation of construction debris as well as household items in an area called Savon Swayze. Our news desk contacted the Community Relations Department seeking confirmation of anyone being detained in relation to the illegal act. We were informed that no arrest has been made. However, a report was made to the police. The illegal nature of sand mining is based on Chapter 29 of the Beach Protection Act, an act to prohibit the unauthorized removal of sand, stone, shingle, and gravel from the seafront. Act number 67 of 1979. According to this act, if any person digs or takes and carries away any sand, stone, shingle, or gravel from the seashore, he or she is guilty of an offense and liable on summary conviction to a fine of $500 and to imprisonment for 6 months. Christina John, GBN News.
Now, the investigation into the financial operations of the faith organization continues. Beverly Telesford has the very latest in this report.
In providing an update on investigations into the community-based non-profit faith organization for People's Development Corporation, Inc., which is linked to former Education Minister Emmeline Pear, Attorney General Claudette Joseph confirmed that the organization has taken legal action against the government of Grenada.
As we investigate the matter, Faith has commenced proceedings against the state, claiming certain sums that they say were due and payable to them at the point when the relationship was severed. We have taken the position that we actually do not owe Faith. So Faith organization, we have taken the position the government does not owe Faith any money. In fact, it is Faith who owes government. So the matter is pending before the court, that aspect instituted by Faith. But our investigation into the bigger scheme is still ongoing.
The Attorney General explained that given the magnitude of the investigation, it is still ongoing.
We have found that this matter to be quite an interesting, intricate one, and potentially a very corrupt enterprise that unfortunately apparently entangled even the cabinet. So it is a matter that we are still investigating.
Faith Development Organization was contracted by the former New National Party administration to manage the sanitization of schools during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Attorney General claims that over $6 million passed through the company within 2 years, raising significant red flags. She dismissed claims that government is responsible for paying workers under the Faith organization who were owed money upon the end of the contractual relationship between the organization and government when the National Democratic Congress administration came into office.
As we previously disclosed, in a space of 2 years, this one entity received $6.8 million. And at the point when we ceased the contractual relationship with them, there are some workers that it is alleged were not paid. Now, these workers were employed by Faith, so their account is for Faith to settle.
Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
The switch from too dry to too wet. Nature's nudge reminds us we are in the hurricane season, so always be prepared. It's time for GBN ISAW. Stay with us.
Tonight's ISAW shows a drastic contrast in today's weather conditions compared to Monday's. Our citizen journalist captured extreme flooding in the Montrouge area on Monday, following torrential rains which affected the island. We thank our citizen journalists for that submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Get ready, Grenada, for the 18th annual Hubbard's Legends in Concert. Hubbard's Legends in Concert, as we raise our hands and give thanks. On Saturday, October 26, 2024, Thanksgiving weekend, Grenada Trade Center, 7:30 p.m. Hubbard's Legends in Concert. Stay tuned to GBN for more.
Miss Faithlin's family drama continues with I Do by Urias Peters at Labucan Creative Center, Saturdays at 8 p.m., Sundays at 6 p.m., June 8th to 30th.
Serve served Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sun Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire and accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada and St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
A natural disaster can change your life in minutes. Preparation is the best protection for your family and business. Prepare now. Create a disaster plan and make sure everyone knows what to do. Store water, non-perishable food, and medication. Remember basic emergency supplies such as batteries and flashlights. Trim overhanging trees. If trees near power lines are unsafe to trim, call Grenlec at 237 for assistance or advice. Install surge protectors to safeguard your electrical devices against outages and intermittent surges. Make sure your generator has an isolation switch. It will prevent power from feeding to our lines and electrocuting others. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Avoid leaks at home. Save water.
This awareness initiative is part of activities under the Climate Resilient Water sector in Grenada. The project is funded by the Green Climate Fund, the German government, and the government of Grenada.
People, this is Ezra the Fun Machine, and I'm calling all revelers, carnivalists, and bacchanalists. Let me tell you, take a loan of $3,000 or more for your costume and pay only $340 per month with God's ready cash. Plus, you get to enter to win your loan back. That's right! Pay $0 down and nothing for the first 30 days. All you need is your ID, proof of address, job letter, pay slip, and 2 references. Visit your nearest God's already cash location today or contact your Carnival band for more details. Experience Carnival 2024 with God's ready cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply.
In these moments, we not just watch in our match, we live in it. 44 million fans, 11 players, 1 flow. Leading we colors, celebrating we greatness. Wherever it's played, Flow is proud to be a part of it. This is We Game.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for Grenada to laugh again. Heritage Theatre presents Spice Laugh Comedy Bash 2024, Saturday, June 22nd and Sunday, 23rd June at the Trade Center in Grandance, and on Sunday, 30th June at the Deluxe Cinema in Grenville. Showtime, 7 p.m. every time, featuring some of Grenada's best ambassadors of comedy. Robert White.
I'll line up young yellow for 9 elections straight. I change color in time to lose the last election. Why? Because I'm always on the losing side.
Dillion Walters.
I don't tell Molly didn't know.
Kareem Alexis and other outstanding comedic performances, all coming to knock you off your seats with laughter. Get your tickets now. Bring out the entire family. Tickets are $60. It's time for Spice Laugh Comedy Bash 2024.
The place go flood with laughter.
This moment is all that I've been dreaming of.
Well, focus.
Cricket, lovely cricket, as we bring you ball by ball commentaries of the T20 World Cup. The Cut and Drive Network, in association with this radio station, are pleased to be a part of the excitement. Join me, Andrew Mason, as I lead a team of top-class cricket commentators right through to the finals on June the 29th at the historic Kensington Oval. Cricket, lovely cricket, on this radio station. You got a date, so don't be late.
This moment is all that I've been dreaming of.
Well, focus.
Hello, ECS. Grenada is on a track to become a Caribbean trendsetter for waste management and recycling. We are establishing a recycling culture to rid our landfill, our country, of plastic waste. Under the OECS Recycle Pilot Project, residents and the business sector are being encouraged to see the potential in plastic. Every day, plastic bottles can be stored and prepared for collection and recycling. Plastic is not waste. There is investment opportunity in plastic recycling. Sustainable clean water, food safety, beautiful beaches, marine spaces, and a potential arena for investment for OECS entrepreneurs. Let's recycle and explore avenues to convert plastic into profit.
Recycle OECS. Green actions, blue oceans.
Alright, welcome viewers and listeners. It's 18 minutes after 7 o'clock, just turned 19 minutes after. Welcome to the conversation this morning. I've got with me via our Zoom platform Mr. Wendell Bullen. He's also known as King Kayak. He's from the sister isle of Carriacou. He is a professional dancer, choreographer, and recording artist. And he's here to chit-chat with us a bit this morning because he's not on island, but he will be here for Carnival. And we want to use him as an influence to get people. In recent times, a lot of energies and resources have been placed into the creative industry. So he is a very good person to talk with to sort of, motivate young people to get involved in the creatives, because he is making a name for himself and for us as Grenadians on the big front, on the big stage, as a dancer, professional dancer, choreographer, recording artist, and so much more. It's a good time to say good morning, King Kayak.
Good morning, good morning.
And how are you this morning?
I'm doing absolutely amazing.
I can see that on your face, that brilliant smile, yeah? All right, as Paulkins Douglas would say, it's indecent exposure to smile and show more than 9 teeth. Okay, so how are you this morning? And where are you speaking to me from?
Well, I'm great. Right now, I'm currently in Brooklyn.
Okay, I understand Brooklyn is bright and sunny this morning.
Yes, the weather is nice. It's nice. It's not too hot. It's not too cool, you know.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we've spoken, I think it was sometime last year. You were in studio with me, and we talked about the fact that you danced professionally with the likes of Janet Jackson and some of the other big names. So just to refresh our memory so that my audience can know who exactly I'm speaking with. Let us know who Wendell really is. King Kayak.
So as you said, I was born and raised in Carriacou, Grenada, in Hillsborough, Carriacou to be exact. I've performed and choreographed for artists such as Janet Jackson, Neo, Davido, The Original Coffee, and so many dancehall artists like Cranium, dancers on the Latin side, Farupo, and so many other artists. Man, I've done commercials for Reebok. I've toured I've traveled to over 34 countries. I've taught dance in over 17 countries and performed in over 16 countries. And, I'm just, thankful and grateful and just, keeping it pushing.
So let me ask you this. How did you fall on this career path? How did that come about? You were you born a dancer from your mother's womb? You sort of had a premonition that I would be a choreographer, I would be a dancer, I'll be this big name on the big stages? How did you start?
So I started in the Leicester Rosary School in Carriacou, and like many other schools throughout the years, we always have talent show, we always have some chorus or some kind of something to help us push our talents.
Yeah.
So from the age of 3, 4, my mom and them have me, whining to some soca in the house.
Your mom had you whining to soca?
Yeah, well, when the soca come on, they just see me dancing and I'm moving and shit.
Did she carry you to Sunday school too on Sundays?
Yeah, I went to everything.
Okay, I'm just trying to get that balancing act,
Well, I would say that's how I started my movement journey.
Okay.
And throughout the years in primary school, whenever they would have a talent show or something, I would always want to try and do something, especially even when, let's say, there would be like a king or queen show in Carriacou. I would compete and, just, as you say, I would try a thing.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Over the years, I started discovering, I was a very visual learner. So when I would watch different dance videos online, I would say the first artist I started watching online, I started watching a lot of Usher videos, Michael Jackson, and I would pick up little things like that. And from, when they ask you the question at the show, okay, what do you want to be when you get older? My answer would always be an entertainer, because I would always sing and dance. But dancing definitely took over a lot. When I went to GBSS, I met a lot of guys, and they were into it. They were doing a lot of the freestyle and hip hop dancing. So again, I was trying a thing. So
yeah.
From the response I was getting from a lot of people, eventually I ended up moving to New York, and New York is so huge, so vast, and I was able to meet more and more dancers, and I realized the more I practiced, the better I got. And I was like, okay, I could watch a video today, and I could pick up what the dancer's doing, whether it's a trick, whether it's some backflips and stuff like that, and I would just try it and I would get it. So over the years of doing that and learning dance so quickly, I was like, nah, I need to really, really pursue this. So when I was in high school here in New York, whenever they would have a talent show there, I was like, you know what? Even though I was scared, I was nervous, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try a thing. And the response from the audience, it was always amazing. So as I graduated, I was able to discover a free program at this community center in Manhattan. And because I wasn't at that time, I wasn't even taking dance classes. I would just watch something on TV or online, and I would just try to pick it up. Or going back to when I was in Carriacou, I would go to the computer cafe, pay $1 for 1 hour on the computer, and go on YouTube and just watch and then try to pick up. So when I graduated, then I realized, well, more people asking me to come perform perform for the events, and then eventually they started asking me, okay, how much you charge? What's your price? And I was like, wait, I could get paid for this? But I wasn't even necessarily in it for the money or anything like that. I just loved it. It helped me to find my voice. Because I was always I was a little bit shy. I never really knew how to like speak and express myself fully. So the dance was my second voice. So, and the rest is history. Now I'm here.
Okay, so you said that you went to this dance school in Manhattan. On completion of that course, were you certificated?
No, well, so it wasn't really at dance school. So it was a community center and they offered many resources to young people. Like from helping them find work. They had legal services, they had like free clinic, different things like that. So a friend of mine actually brought me there because he knew I loved to dance, but at the time I didn't really know where to go get dance classes. So one summer, so that was in 2012. I went there, and then I went outside the dance studio, and they were doing some ballet and stuff, and I was just there watching. And then the teacher came to do it, and he was like, "Do you want to come inside and try?" So I was like, "Okay." So I went in there, and the program that they had, every year they would do a program where they taught several styles so that instructor, his name is Anthony Rodriguez. He used to tour many years ago with Madonna and many other big artists. So he was the coordinator for the program. So he would get a lot of professional dancers and choreographers to come in, whether it's for the summer or the fall program, to come in and teach and mentor the young people. So we learned everything from tap to jazz, ballet, hip hop, modern dance, break dancing. But from the first class I took, they saw, and of course in those classes it was just, let's say like 20 female dancers and maybe like one or two guys. So I was like, you know what, let me try it. I've never taken classes really, and I just wanted to learn as much as I could. So from the time they started with me, they saw like I had the potential, and I really loved it. And it was the summertime, I didn't have much to do, I wasn't working or anything, so I went there. From that summer I went there for like another 2-3, about 4 years straight, and I was there in and out, because what they would do at that center, they would offer the classes and services, but they would also they would provide lunch and different things like that, and then they would help us get a metro card to go back home. So I started there as a student to the point where eventually they had me teaching as well.
Wow.
Because they saw how quickly I learned. Even there were people in there that were training in dance from when they were young, and I just came and I just passed them flying. So from there I was like, it started to really solidify like what I wanted to do. And then eventually they sent me to one of my biggest auditions ever, which it was for Missy Elliott.
Wow.
But I was so excited. That was like my very first time, being in front of such a legend like that. And honestly, I had the dance choreography, but when it came down to doing it in front of her, I froze up. Froze. But after that,
so you missed out on that opportunity.
Yeah, it was for a tour. I definitely missed out on that. But afterwards, I told myself, I said I would never let that happen again. And I went back to the drawing board. I went back and practice. And I was able to actually receive a dance scholarship for a very prestigious dance school here in New York City called the Broadway Dance Center. And from there on, that's when I started to really connect and find my footing as a dancer here in New York City.
Well, that's a wonderful story, and I do hope that although it's time for youngsters to be going to school, but even the younger ones who already left school, who are still searching themselves as to what career path, and we still have this situation in Grenada. I think it's a Caribbean thing where parents still want their children to be a doctor, a teacher, a lawyer, police, or something like that, because they saw no intrinsic benefits coming out from the creative arts. Nobody in Grenada see that you can earn a decent living from being a stand-up comedian or a dancer or an artist. Mr. Killer has shown us that is not the case. Ajamu has shown us, we have a number of artists. So it's all part of assisting our cultural thoughts, that you don't necessarily have to be a white-collar person to be a professional. So having said that, what are some of the accomplishments you've had from your dancing and your choreographing?
So within my dance career, I've performed for the Prince of England.
Say that again.
I performed for the Prince of England, Prince William.
What?
Like I said before, I've traveled to 34 countries. I've taught dance classes in 17 different countries, and I've performed in 16 countries. In terms of the different artists I've worked for artists on the soca genre, reggaeton, dancehall, hip hop, pop, and I've taught in the same school that I had a scholarship for. I've taught in Broadway Dance Center. I've gotten a chance to go to a few different schools in Boston. I've taught. It wasn't necessarily a program, but I was brought in with other colleagues to teach at. We did Harvard. We did. Boston University, we did Berkeley College. And there's so much that I've done in terms of commercials. I've performed in musical theater. I've done so much.
So let me ask you this, and because they said money answereth to all things. I don't want you to disclose the figures in your bank account. All right, I don't think you would even know that. Your accountant would know that. But in terms of your lifestyle, your financial gains, your lifestyle, every now and then you go on YouTube and you see the lifestyles of the populars. I was looking at the lifestyle of Dwayne Johnson the other day with his fleet of cars and Usher and 50 Cent and those guys. What are your accomplishments? I mean, your real material gains. What is your lifestyle like?
Well, for me, I come from humble beginnings, so my lifestyle is very, very, very. It's very, I would say, it's very chill. Because as a professional dancer, the work. Sometimes you have your highs and lows, right? So if you book a tour, after the tour and for a couple of cities, you make like a really decent amount of money. Like sometimes you can make anywhere from like, I'll say, $20,000 to $50,000 on a tour in like maybe like over the course of one.
Okay.
Depending on the level of artist that you work for, or as a teacher, for let's say on average, if I go teach for maybe 1 hour of class. 1 hour of my time, I can get anywhere from like $300 to $500, but that's just in the beginning.
Okay.
For 1 hour. So imagine continuously doing that within the day. So once you apply yourself and you build the repertoire and you have your clientele, you can make a decent living on.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that in Grenada we have a very, very creative mind. We have very talented young people. What is sometimes most lacking is the opportunity, the training, the guidance, the mentorship, and so forth. Now, do you think you can use your humble beginnings plus your accomplishments and return home maybe at different intervals, maybe summer, Easter, whatever, based on your busy timetable that you have? Can you fit in Grenada and share and mentor some of our youngsters so that, because I'm certain, in as much as you might be the best, there are some local talents here who might be as good as you, maybe even a little more.
Absolutely. So when I visited a few years back, I was working with the Ministry of Culture. They had me come in and doing workshops and stuff. And through that, I was able to meet a few dancers. And from the time that I met them, seeing like how much they're doing now in Grenada, now they're working and doing a lot of the big shows, whether it's in a stadium, for Independence. Specifically, there's Josh Robertson and another one. He goes by Stephen. He goes by the name of Swaggy. These dancers, I speak with them frequently, and I'm always giving them advice on how they can go about doing things and boosting their careers as dancers. And honestly, I've seen them grow to now they're teaching classes in Grenada, and they're they're discovering their own path, and they're actually helping me now in reaching and connecting to more of the dancers in Grenada. Because now what I try to do is I try to come back as much as I can, and I'll link up with the dancers. We'll have a session together. I'll talk to them, and we right now we're still figuring out different ways that we can pool our resources together to continuously come back and just put more together for the youth. One of the biggest things I try to do now is I try to visit Grenada as much as I can. I want to connect with the different business owners and just show them that it's a possibility in what we do, and explain to them that yes, we need the support, and it's not only like once a year, but we want to continuously do things so that they can see like, hey, this can be a seriously real career path, especially now we have social media, and it's everything now is now one phone away.
Yeah,
right? Nothing is out of reach right now. So
okay.
I just do the best that I can in returning, and it's everything is still building. So I'll again, like I said, I tried to go back to Grenada. I actually came back last week. I was there for a couple of days last week.
Wow! I saw when the gold jet passed. You were in your private golden jet, right?
I wish.
I saw it. Yes.
For the future, yes.
As we wrap up, right? Let me ask you this: You've gotten the best of both worlds. You're a local here, but you've gotten your talent, and you moved on to the melting pot of opportunities, New York. In interacting with all locals, do you think that you can find a cadre of young, talented locals that, if given the opportunity to come to New York or other cities, that they can really excel?
Absolutely. So the same dancers that I told you about, Josh and Swaggy, so whenever they come to New York, I have them now. So I have my own dance company now in New York. So whenever they come, I give them a chance to come in and learn how to become better teachers, learn how to network, amongst the artists here in New York. So I give them a chance to even Josh Robertson. At one point, I was in Europe, and he was able to come join me on one of my teaching tours, and we actually taught a class together. I introduced him to my students. So one of my biggest goals, honestly, is to be able to create an exchange program where I can have the dancers from Grenada come to the US and train under me, and also some of my colleagues to be able to now get that and go back home and mentor the younger ones coming up as well, and figure out how we can create that pipeline so it can be an ongoing thing.
To my audience out there, I want it to be as realistic, and this is going to be my final question to you. All right, from your professional standpoint, how much time do you think that you could recommend for a local here who gets the opportunity to go out and train? How much time do you think they need to train for? How much schooling and so forth you think they need, and exposure they need before they can become as professional as you and start really making something of themselves?
Well, honestly, I would say everybody is different because everybody learns very differently. You have some visual learners, you have some people that they have to be there in person, where they have to have somebody next to them coaching them. Honestly, when I started training, I was doing shows from like within 6 months to a year. So it's possible. I've seen dancers, I've trained dancers, that people that have never really danced before. They had about 5 left feet. And from after doing a few months with me, it's about how much dedication you put in, right? Because it's also a sport. It's very physical. So the work that you put in, you will definitely get it back out. So I'd say from like within 6 months to a year, like that's like some really, really like some very, very strong training can have them performing and doing some. They can be at that level, but it requires a lot of work and commitment and dedication for sure.
All right. Well, make it a point of priority when you get here for Carnival. Make sure you see me and you'll give me a few dancing lessons, because I think I have 7 left feet.
No, trust me, I got you.
Yeah.
Listen, I have students from the age of 3, and my oldest student is 75 years old. So
wow,
yes,
that's 1 year. That's 1 year younger than myself. Okay, so Wendell King Kayak, I want to wish you all the best and keep the flag of Grenada flying high wherever you go. Always remember to walk with a little paraphernalia from Grenada so that the world knows that what you're seeing on stage really and truly comes from the Spice Isle.
Yes. Well, I always tell everybody, well, whenever you watch any videos online or for shows, performances, whatever, and you see somebody with a flag, it's always me.
Having said that, could you tell me quickly where I can go on YouTube to see you performing with one of the big stars? Who could I look for?
You can once you type in King Kayak, you'll be able to find a plethora of videos. If you search Janet Jackson Made for Now, you'll see me in that video. If you look at Davido, Madison Square Garden, you'll find a video of me with the flag on my head. If you type in Coffee, we just performed in Guadeloupe a few weeks back. Also with Davido, we did St. Lucia a few weeks back as well too. So, but once you search King Kayak, like as I said, if you see anybody with a flag either tied around their head, around their neck, it's always me.
That's King Kayak.
Yes.
As my British friends would say, bloody hell. You've been doing it, and you've been doing it, as Donald Trump would say, bigly.
Yes, bigly.
All right, Wendell, I want to wish you all the best, and make sure when you come to Grenada in a matter of weeks for the carnival season, make sure you know, GBN has to be one of your stop points, and make sure we get to hang out a bit for a while.
Definitely, I'll definitely do that.
Okay, all the best, and God continue to bless you, and keep flying the flag of Grenada high, and as my old former teacher would say, keep the Espirico high.
All right. Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless.
All right, bye-bye. Folks, I've been speaking there with Mr. Wendell Bullen. He's also known as King Kayak. He's one of our locals, and he's out there dancing and choreographing professionally. And it's 18 minutes onto the hour of 8 o'clock. We take a quick commercial break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
From the fertile heart of Grenada to the far reaches of the globe, Ram's Supermarket brings together the best of both worlds. Savor the freshest, locally sourced produce from our trusted Grenadian farmers and explore a curated selection of top-quality international favorites. Experience a shopping journey where warmth meets a world of flavors and affordability meets premium quality. At Rams, we welcome everyone to discover the joy of global and local culinary delights. Nestled in Sugar Mill, Grand Anse, we are open all week to offer you a taste of home and beyond. Rams Supermarket, where our family, community, and the world come together. We are the good food people.
In these moments, we not just watch in our match, we live in it. 44 million fans, 11 players, one flow. Leading we colors, celebrating we greatness. Wherever it's played, Flow is proud to be a part of it. This is We Game.
Use a pan to wash and rinse your dishes. Save water.
This awareness initiative is part of activities under the Climate Resilient Water sector in Grenada. The project is funded by the Green Climate Fund, the German government, and the government of Grenada.
with the biggest blowout sale from Sisson's Paints. Get 30% on Sisson's Text Coat, Berger Weatherproof, and Easy Clean paints, all sizes. Your Weather Warrior, paint to protect. Ensure your home is season ready and beautiful. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Head to the Color Shop or any Sisson's hardware partner nationwide and save 30% now. Shop now and get a free plastic float with every Sisson's Text Coat purchase and a free Paint Sensation paint with every 1 gallon purchase of Berger Weatherproof or Sisson's Easy Clean. Sale ends soon.
Struggling to secure a business loan because of limited credit history or loan security? The Eastern Caribbean Partial Credit Guarantee has the security you need. The Eastern Caribbean Partial Credit Guarantee, ECPCGC, is a bridge to accessible financing for micro, small, and medium enterprises in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. Backed by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank with funding from the World Bank. We work with financial institutions to help MSMEs get credit to stay in business, grow their business, or invest in green technologies. Our process is simple. Apply for a loan at your local lender. If collateral is in question, our partial credit guarantee is the answer. Once you meet the criteria, we pledge up to 80% of the collateral you're short of. Reach out to an ECPCGC participating lender or visit www.ecpcgc.org for more information. The Eastern Caribbean Partial Credit Guarantee for MSMEs. Your business, your growth, our guarantee.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George. Our committed team is always available to offer valuable assistance for managing your health and wellness. Discover the additional benefits of our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street and our Medcare Center on Grenville Street, where we provide in-house physiotherapy, massage therapy, doctor consultations, and eye care services. Our commitment is to satisfy all your healthcare needs, including competitive prices, loyalty rewards, and special discounts for seniors. Contact us at 435-6904 and WhatsApp 535-4734. Choose Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Remember, your health is our business.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. I've got to say, firstly, before I do what I really want to do at this time, I want to say a very special happy wedding anniversary to Amanda and Alson Simon. They're Grenadians in the U.S. They're celebrating 46 years of marriage. All right, their 6 sons are celebrating with them today. And guess what? The sons were born on the same day of their wedding on different years. Could you imagine this? This is a magical. All right. Good morning, and happy anniversary. 46 years. Wow. I mean, that's unheard of, you know. All right, so to the Duncan family, good morning to you also. Now, this is something that is interesting. All right, someone lost some puppies yesterday, and my TV production guy is gonna put them up. If you found it, if you've seen them, please. You know, some things mean more to some people than others. All right, if you've seen these puppies anywhere, please, let me tell you, call these numbers. Let me get the numbers for you. What's wrong with this now? Okay. All right, let me tell you the number that you can call. Okay, you can call 458-3168. All right. They were last seen in Mount Gazo. That's in St. David. Okay. All right. So if you've seen them, you know their whereabouts. Please call 458-3168. All right. Please. All right. I mean, maybe to some people dogs mean nothing, but to some dogs mean everything. A dog is a man's best friend still, yeah? All right, good, nice. Okay, so we've got 10 minutes. 10 minutes left to have a conversation. What would you like to talk about? I'm just going to look at what's happening on my Facebook page, and some people seem to be very concerned and very, 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 on top of the game, in that one of the questions that they're asking, a certain business entity is offering loans for Carnival, and one of the comments is, I don't see that as an investment because they ain't play Carnival with clothes on. It's better to take the loan, start a business, and the person says, only my opinion. I'd like to hear from you on that. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, well, morning to your listener and viewers. Well, I will comment on that, but I want to go back to something, a question you asked yesterday, which I thought was sensible and reasonable, but it wasn't answered. And I'm not part of those who are scaring people about the issue of the decriminalization of marijuana. But you asked a question which I think is important. How did we arrive at making marijuana illegal? And this is something that we need to really explore. I mean, there are a lot of stuff, even on our books, the legal books now, that should be expunged, that should be removed. And we have to find different ways of dealing with the challenges that confront us in this era, without being managed and controlled by colonial and neo-colonial considerations. For instance, as in the case of Kenya and other so-called former colonies, we have on our books, legal books, laws against the practice of African religion. How could we have that Trinidad tried to expunge that years ago, thanks to the late Basil Pandey, and also in St. Vincent? You have both the two parties, the NDP under Sir James Mitchell, and also now Comrade Gonzalez. They have tried to make things much more practical for the spiritual Baptists in St. Vincent. But there are those of us who would like to keep our people as defined by the colonial and the imperialists. So we need to ask the question, how did we arrive there? And so if we have to understand, we can move forward. Anyway.
Thank you. Thank you for your concern. Thank you very much. It's 7 minutes on to the hour of 8 o'clock. Let's head back to the telephone line and say good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Yes, thank you. Last night on the news, I noticed that they were talking about sand mining. They shamed and exposed a woman, apparently, who was found stealing the sand on the Grenville beach. But this is something, they found her and they exposed her. But this is something that is very prevalent in Grenada on many of our beaches. And I would like to point out the Duquesne Beach. Duquesne is in St. Mark's, and there is a lot of sand mining there by the people who live in the houses above the beach. And this is causing the seabed to change in a dangerous way. So when you go into Duquesne, suddenly you're in a dip. Okay. And you're trying to get out of it, and people are complaining it is an unsafe beach because you suddenly end up in a big deep dip.
Are you talking in the area just around by Sassy and Dave's shop there?
Oh gosh, I'm not familiar with the shops and things like that. Okay. I don't know the shop, but Duquesne is close to. There is a little. There's a school there, there. It's a beach right after Darby Beach when you're coming down the coast.
Yeah.
And it is considered
I know it well.
Yes. So they said they were going to be going out looking at sand mining. They need to look at Duquesne Beach, and they don't have to go far, you know. It's the people living there. Any little project they have, they're coming down with buckets and buckets of sand, bringing it back up to the house, doing their projects, and they are not looking at them because the sea is their backyard. And when you go there to visit, you have to not bathe there or be careful where you go because there are these big dips in the seabed that makes it dangerous for bathers. So look out for sand mining in Duquesne Beach.
Okay.
Y'all have to stop it. Don't just expose the lady in Grenville last night on the TV.
Okay.
All of them does do it. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. All right, my friends inside of Duquesne Village and Popine and those guys, please. 4352041. Again, I'm asking it. People are, expressing a lot of concern, showing a lot of concern with the fact that some loans are being offered for Carnival. Do you have a problem with that? Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Gordon.
How you do?
I am trying to be good.
No, you had to try. That is easy thing for you. I had to try hard.
Mr. Innocent. Hello?
I'm all ears.
Yeah, just an observation. Know that previously we were boiling for water in Nawassa. Now that the rain has started falling, I would like to encourage those of us in the diaspora that are sending the barrels to avoid maybe the brown cardboard barrel. They're no use to us, and we can use the blue ones to collect water and store water now that the rain is falling. And I'm hearing of, companies offering as much as $3,000 for mass. Yes, we can play mass. Let us use half of that money to come and play mass in Grenville, Rainbow Mass Promoters. You're getting a costume for under $500. The rest we can buy tank, buy food, and buy books for our children. So
all right.
Let us think wisely, about the future, and do what we have to do. Don't let the rainwater go to waste, so we're going to have to be balling to Nawassa.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
And if you get two barrels, give me one of the empty ones, right? Okay, folks, 2 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Yes, Nutmeg Queen. Yeah, they're taking a loan for Carnival. But I think that's just a guise. I mean, Grenadians are very intelligent people, very industrious. They might be, taking the loan for Carnival, but using it to buy the children's school books. I hope that's the case. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, my concern is I had somebody call and talk about sand mining. As a little boy growing up, they used to dig out a lot of sand in them beach channel. All over Grenada, sand is to dig out there. So why now they start to input sand? And they take out so much of sand they take out around Grenada, everything come back.
Okay. So you, in essence, you're not against sand mining?
Well, no, because what I'm trying to say is that the beach bring back up all the sand, because the more you dig out sand, the more the beach bring it back up.
Okay.
You understand? I don't find it a big problem if somebody go by the beach and take a 2 buckets of sand.
But do you know also that the sand the sea sand, when used in construction, if you look at some of the pillars, all right, after a while you look at the steel erodes, all right, it dissolves, it dissipates, and it is said that it's because of the salt in the sea sand. So it might not be the best thing for construction purposes, all right?
But I know long time it's like when they get the big sand and thing, they used to leave it the rain beat it,
Okay. All right. Okay, thanks for your contribution, right?
Yeah, welcome.
Have a blessed day, man. Folks, this is where we've got to pull it down. We've got to join the BBC for the Bulletin of News. Thank you very much for your contribution and participation. Nutmeg Quinn, behave yourself. Rose Forrester Brizan, good morning. Mimi says she has barrels and I can get some. Okay. All right, thank you. And if the good Lord spare our lives, we'll do it again tomorrow. Same time, same place, same frequencies and channels. I love you. Bye-bye.